So we've all heard the rumblings from the community lately. Arcade1Up, do something, literally anything to show us you're still alive, you're still doing cool stuff. Well, it looks like Arcade1Up have heard the call and are bringing a new deluxe cab to their lineup in the very near future. It's not a new IP, but it is a very surprising one. I think a lot of people thought wouldn't get made again. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Michael B, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at some very interesting news coming out of the Arcade1Up camp as they are re-releasing another cab in their deluxe form factor, and this one's really kind of a surprise. Terminator 2. Anyways, guys, before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe, click the bell for notification, all that YouTube jazz. So I think going back all the way to the announcement of the Arcade1Up Deluxe at CES a couple years ago, we've all patiently been waiting for Arcade1Up to bring out their greatest hits in this new form factor with some new and interesting games coming. Now, since that announcement, we have got a number of Arcade1Up Deluxes. Of course, the original 3 Mortal Kombat. It was supposed to be original 4. We never did get that Miss Pac-Man, but we did get a Class of 81 Pac-Man. Of course, it came with the absolutely dreadful NBA Jam 2-player Slim Katie. We got an NBA Jam Deluxe. There was also Time Crisis, which is no longer on their website, and Fast and the Furious, also no longer on their website, but both are still readily available. But we were waiting for some other cabs, some other really cool titles from Arcade1Up, maybe like a Star Wars, like a Tron, some of their other amazing titles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, some of these other titles to be released in the deluxe form factor, or hell, even the XL form factor. Yeah, we also got a Golden Tee there that for some reason isn't shown, but they did do a Golden Tee Deluxe as well. Now, in this year, 2025, it has been absolutely abysmal from Arcade1Up with literally nothing coming out except for a couple re-releases of deluxe cabs that we had seen in the past. Basically just the same old stock being put in stores again, and we got some new classic cabs that have absolutely abysmal little 15.6-inch laptop monitors with screens less than 13 inches. So it's been a rough year for Arcade1Up, and we questioned whether or not they were going to be doing any 3/4 scale cabs at all. Cabs like, new deluxe cabs or new 3/4 scale cabs or any XL cabs. It looks like we have our hint at our first new deluxe cab in what seems like almost a year and a half now. It's a re-release and probably a pretty surprising one. So I want to say a huge thank you to my buddy Jim, the Pacers fan, for posting this in my Discord. I saw it on Facebook a little bit earlier today too, but it looks like Tastemakers is getting a pretty surprising delivery in the very near future. I actually got it a couple of days ago on the 16th, and now we are getting what looks to be a brand new Arcade1Up Deluxe, a re-release from back in the old 3/4 scale days. Now this one is super interesting because it looks like it's actually going to be Terminator 2. Yeah, that's right, Terminator 2, the game with one cab that everybody seemingly shit on, is getting a re-release. Now, while Terminator 2 might not be everybody's cup of tea, of course, it was a big win for me. This is one of my childhood nostalgia games. I ended up selling this cab, but lucky enough, did add it back to my collection, and it's one of the very few Arcade1Ups with my limited room I still have in my collection, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I know it has its problems. Basically, the first thing everybody brings to mind is the fact that there's only one game on the cabinet, which is not a huge selling point to a lot of people, but like I've said a million times, I'm totally okay with one-game cabs as long as they're authentic. That's where it gets a little funny too, because the original T2 cab didn't actually have light guns in that sense. They were actually more like mouses that actually sat on the screen, and your gun was attached to the actual control panel, and then you kind of aimed it at the screen from there. So it's not exactly authentic, but you know, the kind of redo Arcade1Up could do with their current technology. And otherwise, I thought it was a really good cab. I really enjoyed it. But it does strike me as odd with the library of games that Arcade1Up have. I mean, the games they have made in the past, amazing titles and amazing cabs, kind of like Tron, Star Wars, and others. There's other games I would have jumped higher up the line to have deluxe remakes before Terminator 2 because of the issues I mentioned earlier. So, I mean, why would Arcade1Up do this? I thought Terminator 2 wasn't a good game because of the one game on the cabinet. I thought Terminator 2 wasn't a good game because of the fact it wasn't arcade accurate. I didn't think Terminator 2 sold all that well, but there is some justifiable reason from my own library of videos why I think Terminator 2 is probably a smart choice for Arcade1Up. So if you guys go back to the actual video I was just showing you footage from, which is my Arcade1Up Terminator 2 Judgment Day review video, this is by far my most successful Arcade1Up review to date. It currently has 164,000 views, which is a ton of views for what is considered by a lot of people to be a bad cabinet. So it looks like while people in the community might have had some problems with it, like we mentioned, it looks like there is demand for this cabinet and interest in this cabinet. Then you factor in that there is extreme interest in this cabinet. It's still month over month one of my highest viewed videos and probably one of the most searched Arcade1Up cabs. You go to try to find an available copy now, you're going to be hard pressed to do that. Maybe there are some hiding out in the back lots of stores, maybe some available, but I don't see them. And as you can see right now, going on eBay, and you know how these later aftermarket cabs, kind of like Burger Time, have just shot up in price in the secondary market. It looks like Terminator 2 is one of those cabs as well, with people selling it for as much as almost $3,000 US, $2,000. That's crazy. So it does seem like there's interest in the Terminator 2 game from Arcade1Up. Now, while I can justify this and say it's a smart move for Arcade1Up to re-release this title because it does seem like there is interest in the secondary market for older T2 Arcade1Up cabs, me personally, I still love this cab despite its flaws. I do wonder how, like, the actual community is going to receive this news. I think some people will be excited to be able to get their hands on a cab that was no longer available, but in terms of a re-release, is this cab going to do anything new? One of the big complaints was, of course, this game only came, this arcade cabinet only came with one game. Will we finally see a secondary game added to Terminator 2 Arcade, like Revolution X or some other kind of gun game that they can put on there to maybe increase people's interest? Because honestly, for me, already owning this cab, I don't know if there's anything they can do that would get me to buy it again other than changing some things. Maybe making the guns a little bit more heavy, sturdy, a little bit more quality. I mean, just doing the deluxe form factor probably isn't going to be enough for me. Then, of course, I also worry about the screen, seeing the new classic cabs at Walmart. Are we going to get little tiny screens on this cabinet? How's it going to look? So anyways, guys, that's just my quick news update for today. I found it extremely interesting. Arcade1Up, we're bringing in Terminator 2 Arcade1Up Deluxe cabinets, doing a new form factor, especially for that game. Now, me personally, I love it. Super happy to have it in my collection, mostly because of nostalgia reasons. I wonder how the community is going to react to this and how sales are going to be overall. Obviously, there seems to be desire and want. People are interested in it because they keep coming back to my review and watching other videos of it. So we'll see how this plays out. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this news? Arcade1Up finally bringing another cab back in the deluxe form factor, and it being Terminator 2. Do you think this is a good idea? Bad idea? Is this a cab you'd be interested in picking up? Let me know. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.